Broke niggas.
No, it's not this one. It's the one before. Hold on. How do I spell this nigga name? Look, right here.
Gonna get David. Yo, David.
Yo, why they said this man Akademiks knew it was something up with this nigga David from the start.
What's good, Brownie? How you doing?
No. Chilling, man. Eating Chipotle. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir. Yo, introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm David. Nice to meet y'all.
Hell yeah.
Max said he needed some versatility and some
Facts.
new music in the song world. So I make sad indie music. It ain't gonna be no rap. So
Let's do it.
I'm confused.
Brother, how you say your name?
David. Just
David.
David. Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. This song sound like your background. Like this is where you got to be in an empty room to listen to. Me, I'm usually a turd nigga. I do like the song though. Okay, this is some shit I can see. You know what I mean? I've you know, it's been well documented. I've been through some issues with some hoes. Not some fire vibes still. You feel me?
Appreciate that.
Who broke your heart though, homie?
Man, 2 people back to back to back.
That's
Back to back.
Anyway, that's ground zero, chat. So apparently this guy, and I remember during Song Wars, we checked him on, you know, I checked him on Spotify. And on Spotify, the dude, look. Yeah. The dude actually is like popping. 34 million monthly listeners. He has a song, 1.5 billion streams, Here With Me, 500 million, Feel It. And his biggest song, 1.6 billion views, is called Romantic Homicide. Interesting. He has other songs, Sleep Well, You and I. Okay. Now, when you read his last album, it's also a little bit spooky. You Left Me First, Crashing, Where'd It Go Wrong, Ghost, Where Did You Go, Afterlife, now chat, grab some popcorn and get ready to go down this damn rabbit hole with me. Okay? So this guy, David, a news report came out that a dismembered young girl, presumably underage girl, was found in the frunk, and that means the front part of a trunk in a Tesla at some location. It was parked. People realized it was emitting a foul odor. The odor got progressively worse. At a point, the police was called, and they determined there was a corpse in that Tesla. After finding this out, TMZ published that the Tesla belonged and was registered to the singer David, the same guy we talked to. Let me try to get some more information.
So there is a music artist out there named David. Born March 28, 2005, and raised in Houston, Texas, his come-up story is actually pretty insane. The guy was a YouTuber trying to be the next big gaming streamer, and so back in 2018, he was creating Fortnite content, including montages.
So basically, I played Fortnite from 2017 to 2021. I became a YouTuber. I was playing Call of Duty, Fortnite, all these different type of games. Just try to become like the biggest next thing, streamer, Kaisen at everything.
Where he was routinely using the most mainstream trending music to get more eyes on his videos, because at that time...
Wait. Did my boy do a triple edit? Hold on now. Wait, this is maybe more important. Hold on.
Like the biggest next thing, streamer, Kaisen at everything.
Where he was routinely...
Oh shit, my boy building like Face Way!
using the most mainstream trending music to get more eyes on his videos, because at that time he was completely unknown.
The songs have an algorithm to them. So let's say 2 people use, I don't know, Halo, and then 3 people use them, 4 people use them. That song, if you hear it in enough videos, your video will be the one that goes up. I don't know how it works, but on YouTube, that's how it works for Fortnite.
So you literally, nothing changed in what you were doing. All you did was put one song in.
Put a song in the video.
That is until David's worst nightmare came true, and almost every video he had ever made got copyrighted overnight for using the music. And so David breaks down, he calls his mom crying, and she says if you want to fix your problem, then you should just make your own music. So then David literally starts recording into his phone, and creates his first song on a free music editing software. He posts it up to SoundCloud, it starts getting plays, and the rest is really history.
And I made the song called You and I, which now has, 94 million streams. My second song I ever made. Put it in the montage, and I tagged it on Twitter. First Fortnite player to use his own song in the video. That was the title. And bro, everyone was using the song after that day. Like the Fortnite streamers that I was watching and looked up to were using my song. Everybody was using my song, bro. It's crazy because it was royalty free. Because nobody's getting copyright strikes.
David was a pioneer for doing this because he actually sounded pretty good. It's actually pretty reminiscent of the blog era back when I was a teenager, when rappers like Logic and Skizzy Mars were blowing up from phase montages back then in the early 2010s. So he was making the Fortnite videos with his music, and then he started making trending sounds on TikTok by recording covers of already popular songs, and then pitching the audio all the way up to give it that classic Alvin and the Chipmunks sound.
I got 500,000 followers off that, bro. But then literally 2 TikToks later was the Romantic Homicide one, which has like 16 million views.
Wait, what?
Everybody, my mom was commenting on this one, bro.
Wait,
Like,
so you made this one as Alvin still?
dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Still, same thing. Everything is crazy.
He actually credits making those covers as the place where he honed his sound.
So the reason why you developed your style was just because you were pretending to be Alvin the Chipmunk.
Dude, yeah.
That's insane.
And from here, David would explode onto the scene in 2022 with his actual music, ironically with his most popular song called Romantic Homicide. Understand that his music was especially trending on TikTok, which at the time was the platform producing smash hits from all kinds of unknown artists.
So most people, they go into a studio, they have a professional microphone, they have like a mixing board, there's a person who makes the beat, there's a whole thing. He does everything in his cell phone.
I mean, understand that David's rise was a matter of months, going from completely unknown to a massive internet musician. I mean, I would say that he showed off around as much internet prowess as someone like Lil Nas X, who also really utilized social media kinda in a different way for his blow-up.
It hit 78 on Billboard a week and a half later.
And so the guy was getting billions of views and plays across the internet. His debut album, Withered, was released earlier this year. It sold 30,000 units and reached number 13 on the Billboard Hot 200. And overall, he was really on the brink.
Is he signed? Let me see if I can figure this out. Be able to tell if he's signed. Oh, he's on Interscope. See Interscope? He's on Interscope. Wow, okay. So he did get signed.
Of becoming a more mainstream artist, not just popular on the internet. He would even go on tour last year opening up for SZA, and the guy was currently headlining his own tour.
Feel me? We're in the mini arena, you know what I'm saying? We got multiple levels.
Wow. Well, first of all, is that Hammerstein Ballroom? No, that's Irving Plaza. Oh shit, that's Irving Plaza. He opened up for SZA on a tour?
We done upgraded, you feel me? Last time I was here was with SZA. Now we headlining it. Let's go crazy, ain't go stupid, and go dumb. You feel me? Yeah.
So clearly David had some die-hard fans of his music, He was relatively young and at the beginning of a very popular career, but now it looks like he has potentially thrown all of that away and even potentially his own life, as his story has taken a very dark turn. It really all started when a Tesla was impounded in a Los Angeles tow yard. The car was brought in from Hollywood Hills after people reported it abandoned since the beginning of the summer, which was right around the time that David began his tour. Obviously, it's been hot outside and a rancid smell started to come from the back of the car, and the people who work at the impound lot noticed this, and really without a better way to say it, inside the trunk contained the human remains of a 15-year-old girl who had been missing since last summer 2024, named Celestes Rivas. Understand that she had already run away from home multiple times, but this was the occasion where she was not seen again and her family wanted answers. And this is where David comes into the picture, as the Tesla was registered under his name.
Using human remains wrapped in a bag that we now know belonged to Rivas. Eyewitness News has learned she was found wearing a tube top, black leggings, a yellow metal bracelet, and metal stud earrings. She also had a tattoo on her right index finger that said, "Shh."
Now listen to what they said there about the tattoo, because it's actually really important.
She also had a tattoo on her right index finger that said, "Shh."
I want you to take a wild guess who else has a matching tattoo on his hand. That's right, that man David. They both reportedly have the very same tattoo that just reads, "Shh." And apparently that's how they were able to identify her, was through this tattoo. Like I said, her body was dismembered. And just listen to what her mother, who did publicly release her identity, had to say.
You know, her daughter had been missing all of this time. She told us that she was aware that there was a boyfriend named David.
And that her daughter had a tattoo with the letters "shh" on her right index finger.
That the color of the ink of that tattoo was red, which was something that police had not released to the public.
So obviously this looks like a really bad situation for David right now, as it allegedly appears that he might have been having a relationship with someone underage, and then potentially he ended her life and stuffed her in the back of his car, leaving her there to rot.
So what inspired the hook, "In the Back of My Mind You Died," is kind of like the storytelling aspect of the lyrics that came before it, in a way that it builds up to the big moment where she died in the back of my mind. Like, I didn't kill her physically, but in the back of my mind, she died.
And keep in mind, guys, if these allegations have any truth, that means she was more like 13 to 14 years old when she went missing. To make matters even worse, when you look—
So I think that's like also the craziest, and well, this whole thing is crazy. It's disturbing that supposedly he was talking to this girl like while she was like super underage. Like he might have been talking to her when she was 12.
Look into his music, he's made a music video where he puts a body into the trunk of his car. There is other imagery and videos where a girl who looks like her disappears as he grieves the end of their love. Apparently, David was creating a funeral atmosphere at his shows with actual caskets. And he also name-dropped this girl Celeste allegedly on a now-leaked song that was allegedly written back in December of 2023. Now, when the car was initially discovered and linked to him and they found the body in the trunk, this guy just kept on touring like nothing happened. But more recently, it has been reported that he is working with the police and in turn has had to cancel several of his tour dates.
As last we heard, he was cooperating. LAPD is not naming him a suspect at this point or a person of interest. We're waiting to hear more from them.
I mean, how this guy could not be a person of interest, I do not know. Like, if there had to be at least one person of interest in this situation, it would be him. Some people are even speculating that the two showed up on an IRL stream together, but that is yet to be confirmed. I've seen alleged messages from her brother. People are claiming that she was in the back of a picture that David took on Discord in 2023. Others are claiming there are pictures of him paying people off who might have information. But of course, at this time, this is all merely speculation. It's also important to note that there will be a lot of people online trying to like piece together the information that are not going to be getting things 100% right. So you should take everything with a grain of salt, but I will say right now, it's not looking good for this guy at all. Also, if you look at footage from his shows, most of his fans do appear to be younger teenagers.
No! That's the dude from Fortnite, bro!
And honestly, if the guy did do it, I just don't understand how he could be so dumb to just allegedly leave this car out there for months. Like, even if we assume there was foul play from some sort of outside party here, like, how could you just not care about your car? I don't know, the
Nigga had to go on tour, man.
situation is one of the weirder ones we've probably ever seen. I'm sure we will get a lot of answers here in the coming days. I don't know if this is just like police protocol
On
to not make
September
him a
8th,
person of
news
interest,
broke
but
that a badly decomposed body was found in a Tesla that was in an impound lot registered to the singer David.
Chat, give me 1 second. I gotta grab my dogs from upstairs. All right? Just give me 1 second.
Now, David is a 20-year-old kid, ex-Fortnite pro. He has a grassroots type come up, making music on his iPhone. And on top of that, he was on tour. So because of his personality, everyone just assumed it couldn't have been him, right? Until some more news came out just recently that may change the entire story. Real quick, I want to say I'm making this vid because the story is really confusing. There's a lot of theories and misunderstood things floating around right now. I mean, you have people like XQC who are investigating this on stream, and it's probably not the best source, as well as people who are just straight up making things up or posting misinformation. So I'm going to separate this video into two different sections. The first is going to be stuff that we know for sure, and the second is just going to be like theories and speculation from all the fans online. Also, here's a quick trigger warning because a lot of the stuff in this video is pretty disturbing. So with all that in mind, let's continue. If you don't know who David is, like I said, he used to be a Fortnite pro. He had a cool come-up story saying he wanted non-copyright music for his montages, so he started making his own songs with just his iPhone on BandLab. After uploading a couple songs to SoundCloud, he released the song Romantic Homicide. This song went super viral, and I'm sure you've all heard it. It's the "In the Back of My Mind, You Died," that song. And this track absolutely blew up in July of 2022. And shortly after, he signed a record deal to Interscope. He continued releasing music and even opened for SZA on his tour. He also got to do the track Feel It for Invincible, a song that fans absolutely love. Even recently, David just did a song called Locked and Loaded, which was a collaboration with Fortnite. He had a montage of his own gameplay as the music video. I'm saying all this to say he had a very organic come up, a family-friendly vibe, and a likable personality.
So you just literally only made music so you could make a few more dollars
Exactly.
on your... Okay.
That was it.
How did you make your first song?
And I looked up how to make music on iPhone, and this app called BandLab comes up. I click on it, I put my Apple earbuds in, and I use my sister's closet as the studio.
That's why when the news first broke, most people just assumed he couldn't have possibly done it. I even said to a friend when it first came out, I was like, I feel like the Fortnite kid who was pretty normal didn't do something like this. Because that was always the impression that I got from him, but that may not be the case. When the news first came out, it was reported that there was a body in his car that had been there for an extended period of time before being found. It was too badly decomposed to be identified. Apparently, the car had been at the impound lot for a few days. This was after the car had been abandoned a few days before that, without ever being reported missing. According to NBC, a spokesperson for David said he has been informed about what's happened, and although he is still out on tour, he is fully cooperating with the authorities. But he would have been touring for over a month before the body was decomposed, according to his tour dates, which is why, like I said, most people figured it couldn't have possibly been him. On top of that, the LAPD said it is one of several vehicles owned by the musician, with many different people using any of the vehicles at any given time. The police didn't arrest him or anything, and he just went on to perform like normal the same night, handing out Labubus to the crowd. On the flip side though, Crocs and Hollister dropped their ad campaigns with him, which is understandable why brands wouldn't want to be associated with those types of accusations. However, things took a turn for the much worse when just recently the body was identified.
And now some breaking news on a major story that we've been following. We have just learned the identity of a teen found dead inside of the trunk of a Tesla registered to the singer David. Investigators now say that the victim, Celestes, reported as a runaway last year, had not been seen since.
It was the body of a young girl named Celeste who would have just turned 15 years old.
Okay, so another thing that's kind of confusing me about this whole thing, I got some Casamigos. Nothing that's confusing me about this whole thing. She was last seen on April 5th. What parent? Or like, how is, I mean, I guess maybe I'm just not in tune with how many kids go missing. How is this not like a huge fucking deal? How come all of her friends weren't like especially if she was dating this nigga, like, yo, bro, where the fuck is your girlfriend at? Like, she just ain't gonna come back? Where the hell she at? How does it, she was 13? Wait, how old is this nigga? How old is this David nigga? Ain't he was dating somebody 13? Nah, this is weird.
She went missing in April of 2024 when she was 13, so she was missing for over a year. Of course, though, this in and of itself doesn't directly link her to David, but TMZ interviewed the girl's mom, who said that her daughter had a "sh" tattoo right on her index finger in red ink. Well, David also has a "sh" tattoo on his right index finger. This tattoo isn't necessarily unique to David. I mean, Rihanna has it, Lindsay Lohan and Lily Allen do too, but what makes things
What the fuck? Rihanna got a
worse
"sh"
is that
tattoo? Does she? Oh shit. Do they have it in the same place? Oh wow, they do. Lindsay Lohan has it too? Oh, they kind of do. At the same place. Interesting. Who started that trend?
Mom claimed her daughter had a boyfriend named David. Right after this news came out, David canceled his upcoming show. TMZ confirmed that a house David was living in was searched by the LAPD. The house was being rented by his manager from Interscope, but there are a ton of pictures and videos of him in the house over the past year. Apparently, LAPD homicide detectives searched the house Wednesday and walked out with a computer and several evidence bags.
Mike, do we know if the search has anything to do with the girl's death, though?
Yeah, so Susie and Juan, we are working on those details right now. What I can tell you is that it is literally right where we know that the car was towed from. So remember how this all happened, as you heard from Nicole. The car was towed from the Hollywood Hills. It wasn't until it was at the tow yard where the body was found. So if we go back to where the car was towed from, tonight, there's a presence of Los Angeles police detectives that are out there. We can see them in their plainclothes suits. We also see crime scene techs. It appears to be centered at this home. Sky Cow was able to get a peek before it got dark. To be clear, LAPD has not said tonight if this investigation is related to the investigation of the girl's body being found, but they are like less than 100 feet away from where it was all found. So this is all happening in the same neighborhood.
For reference, this is how close the house was to where the car was found, which I think is a lot more incriminating than it originally was led on to be. And on top of that, the police are saying that the car was driven through an alley, possibly with the intention of trying to avoid traffic cameras or something like that. So it's just crazy how close it was to the house that he was staying in. The only other thing we know for sure.
Now, here's the thing. Chat, from what I know, wasn't them Tesla vehicles gave the clearest 4K pictures ever of the shooters of Julio Fulio? If that's the case, this goddamn Tesla should be the key. If this is the case, if David did this, he's the dumbest thing on earth. Why the hell would you go in Elon's on-road spaceship that records everything and go do a crime and then leave the body in the trunk? Nigga, it probably got you chopping her up. It probably got all type of shit in the fucking hard drive. I don't even know how these Teslas work. Do they have a hard drive? How do they store the footage? Or does it upload it to a cloud? It doesn't matter. Regardless, I would imagine the most trackable thing or the most trackable vehicle is going to be a Tesla. This should be pretty easy for the cops to solve. They're going to have data from the cell phone towers. Was his cell phone in the area? If he's doing a crime in a Tesla, he got his cell phone on him. The girl probably have her cell phone on her. Like, and again, I'm wondering, I mean, not that we care about motive, but like, how the fuck does this happen and this guy just go on with life looking unbothered and is still like, on a cryptic way writing songs about this girl?
Is that there was a photo taken of David just a brief walk away from where the victim lived. The person who posted the picture was alleging that David was paying people off, but there isn't any concrete proof on that. All we know for sure is that he was in that area. Kali Uchis even said she's in the process of taking down the song she has with him following this news. So this is everything we know for sure, all of our information from official sources. However, as you can imagine, the internet detectives got straight to work. And a lot of this alleged information looks really bad if we're being honest. Again, I just want to clarify, everything going forward isn't like super factual. It's not confirmed by official sources. But if I'm being honest, most of this proof that we're seeing confirms that he knew the victim. First of all, there's messages from his Discord server that show him talking to a girl named Celeste. This interaction was from 2022, by the way, and it says she joined the server back in 2021. There were also people who had a convo saying they were pretty sure he had a girlfriend named Celeste in 2024. One of the strangest messages from his server was someone who said in response to him saying he was in a song crisis, drop the one with the missing girl, Celeste. This message was also sent in August of 2024. All of this is very strange because at the very least it goes to show that people were aware of this girl in his Discord server. Like, I saw someone tweet, "You're telling me people knew about David and Celeste in a Discord server and didn't say anything?" And I saw some people saying she lied.
Well, was she a little kid though? So if she's 12, I imagine, who else are in this Discord server with him? It's probably a bunch of kids and fans. They probably don't even know. They're probably like, oh, this kid got grounded, moved to a different place, found other hobbies, just not online anymore. Yeah.
And said her age in the server was 18, but I don't know, still just a weird situation. Someone also recorded all of these screenshots, which leads me to believe that these are legitimate. On top of this, photos started popping up saying it was the two of them together, like this one. There's also this photo from Discord as well, which looks similar to the victim. There was also a bunch more pics and videos that leaked that showed David with a girl that resembled this girl. Apparently, someone even got into his iCloud and started leaking photos of them together. Then there's also this really strange Reddit post. On September 8th, the day the original news broke, joke, someone responded on r/hiphopheads in response to the news, "This guy is a weirdo. A close friend's little sister from the LE ran away last year and this is who she was with. We think her sister was pimping her out. She was in the 7th grade at the time. LAPD sweeped his place in the hills. I'm terrified that's who's in the car. Nobody has heard from her in months. I won't release names as she's still a minor, but she was from Lake Elsinore." At the time, everyone thought this was just some random Reddit user who was tweaking. And now with the latest news, it seems very real. I mean, the girl was reported missing about 70 miles away from where the car was found. So the fact that this random guy was able to piece those dots together, it just doesn't seem like it was some made up story. On top of all of this, a song leaked that I can't confirm if it's real, but it's called Celeste. Apparently, David wrote it in 2023 and the guy or something, I couldn't tell you, but a lot of people believe that it is in fact real. There was also this weird tweet from 2022 where he said, "When I was writing this, I got a notification from you. As you were talking about wanting to be with your mom and your sister again, take me where I belong. But our circumstances won't allow us to be in our ideal situations. We gotta push through it, bro." This was from an old thread where he was talking about Romantic Homicide, his breakout hit. Another crazy coincidence was that the music video for Romantic Homicide was released on the victim's birthday. Fans also pointed out that the lady in the video resembled the victim. On top of that, the lyrics just look a little weird now. Everyone has been looking at his old lyrics under a new lens, and a lot of them don't look great. Like this one where he says, "He might have you, but I've got your ghost." Everything just looks so weird now with this news. Like he apparently brings a casket and stuff to his shows. And his TikTok reposts just look terrible. Like there's this one that reads, "Imagine we were two cannibals in the late 80s who randomly met and then we fell in love and tried to be better and start a life together. Then you died and I ate your bones." Like why would you ever repost that? Or this one that says, "Me watching her scream after I poured boiling water on her after she told a boy happy birthday because why you happy, he made it another year." Just weird stuff. That's super weird to repost, especially under this context. The latest thing to happen was the alleged brother of the victim, who was followed by David, was found. People started DMing him and asking him questions, which I think is a bit too far. Like this guy's definitely grieving right now that his sister's body was just found and now the whole internet's put him on blast. But regardless, he claimed that they went to the police and it was waved off due to a lack of evidence. Again, I can't confirm if this is actually the brother, but that's what most people believe. There's other stuff too, like some alleged text between the victim and a friend talking about David, or people talking about another guy who was in the picture that David also knew, but that's not super important. This is the main information that everyone's focused on. Like I said though, this is all speculative stuff and theories that come from fans, although if I'm being honest, a lot of it looks pretty legit. Most of the public believes that he is guilty of being a pedophile and a murderer. And honestly, I'm not sure how David and his team could spin it in a way that make him seem not that way. However, some people do believe his innocence. Streamer and collaborator of David, Jason the Ween, who just made a song with him, was asked about whether or not he thought David did it. And on stream, he said he didn't think so.
Situation?
With David?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't do it.
He's not a murderer?
No.
Thank God, bro, because I was still going to listen to his music. I was just worried that I'd be an asshole if I did.
No, listen, he didn't do it. He literally performed the next day. If he was a suspect, the police would have been after him. He's not a suspect.
He's not just escaping the police clutches?
No, and I'm going to perform. We're going to perform on the 20th, me and David.
Tesla.
I don't think it's him because he's been on tour.
No,
but also,
I don't think it's him either. I think it's like almost obviously not him.
Quick little update, Jason, among a bunch of other people, celebrities and influencers and friends of David, have all unfollowed him, so his case is clearly getting much worse. But as of right now, with everything that's come out, people in general are assuming he's guilty. Like this person who said, "TikTok, you will crumble for running to defend this not only a killer, but a pedophile." Or this person who said, "He's 20 and she was 15. He's a pedophile and a murderer. Yeah, no, he needs to be locked up now." This person even said, "I'm usually an innocent until proven guilty type of person, but with the amount of evidence against David, you're just delusional if you think he's innocent." I don't know about the delusional part, that's kind of harsh. And I don't want to jump to conclusions in this video or make some false accusations, but I have to say the allegations look very bad for him. Even if he wasn't involved in her passing, it does seem like they dated or were very close based on everything we know, which at the very least, allegedly, would make David a pedophile. I don't know though, this whole situation just leaves me with a ton of questions. Like if the mom of the victim knew that she was dating someone named David, did she not know his age? And I'm not blaming her specifically, but it seems like the people around her knew a bit about it, like the guy from the Reddit post who apparently knew that she ran off with David, and I guess other people knew too, at least that's how he made it sound. However, on the flip side, the brother claimed that the police didn't do anything, so is that really the case? Did the police not do anything at all? I don't know, I just can't imagine there's a way in which David and his team can spin this without any sort of admission of guilt guilt, at least acknowledging that he knew her or had a relationship with her, which is wrong. The only possible explanation that could make him innocent is the fact that maybe it was a setup, but even then it just seems so elaborate. I can't imagine that was the case. Maybe they were friends, but I doubt that was the case based on all the pictures that we've seen. At the end of the day, this is a super tragic story, and I just want to say rest in peace to the victim. I couldn't find anything, but if anyone knows of any resources available to help the victim's family that isn't scammy, please let me know and I'll make sure to pin it in the comments below. Other than that though, if there's any other major updates, I'll make sure to update you guys, so feel free to stick around and subscribe if you want to get more news. But yeah, it's been your boy Matty Balls, and I'll see you guys next time. Many rappers who blow up are lucky to have experienced On September 8th, news broke that a
My bad, that's Vlad. I just threw some more business this way because somebody hit me up and asked me for an interview. Well, not for an interview. They hit me up and they were like, yo, we got so-and-so's first interview. And I was like, okay. And I essentially, like, they asked for so much money. I was just like, this is the Vlad price, clearly. This is the Vlad price, you know? Okay. Wow. This David thing is kind of crazy. Like, so let me look up some of these things associated with it. David, Discord messages. So apparently he was dealing with this girl, and there's so many things. Apparently he met her when she was 11. Oh my God, it gets worse. And that was from 2022. By 2024, she's like 13 or whatever. And they were in a relationship. And apparently, like, all the people that knew, especially some of the other little kids, looked like this was like a little kid server he was in. He would pay these kids to not say anything. He would give them money. And then some people, right? Like, there's a guy, I've seen him on Twitter. He came out explaining why he made a song, because he supposedly called out David before for pedophilic type relationships, yet he did a song with David afterwards. Let me see. Where is that video at? By the way, he was bringing a casket, a wreath, and a notepad. That's kind of crazy, given the fact that he was using some type of imagery of a funeral at his shows. But if it's true, the girl that got killed, she didn't get a funeral. So, like, I'm wondering how his family must wanted to knock this guy's head off, right? Let me see if I can find it. This is a song. Holy shit. Wow. There was a kid who was like explaining. I watched it. He was explaining why he didn't blow the whistle. David, explain. Let me see. Let me see if I can find the kid who.
Hold up. That's her in my classroom in front of this poster right in my class. Our school.
Huh.
The hook, in the back of my mind, you died, is kind of like the storytelling aspect of the lyrics that came before it, in a way that it builds up to the big moment where she died in the back of my mind. Like, I didn't kill her physically, but in the back of my mind, she died. And I didn't even cry, not a single tear. Like, I've seen people online.
Now, I'm almost kind of certain that this guy must look up to like Melly and things like that, where like he know he finna get caught. Like, I'm not saying Melly did it or Melly knew he was gonna get caught, but the way all this shit is playing out is like this nigga's like, yo, bro, I might be in jail, but when this shit hits and people connect the dots, fuck Kendrick. I'm the nigga who got the Easter eggs. And I'm not trying to trivialize her death or her passing, but this guy kind of seems a little bit sadistic. like he was trying to get caught, you know?
And take different meanings and interpretations from that one part of the song where it's like it's their past selves that's dying. And they're not even crying about it because they're evolved or become better people or have killed addictions and other different stuff like that. So I think it's very powerful in that way too.
In the back of my mind, I killed you, and I didn't even regret it. I can't believe I said it, but it's true. I hate you.
I wanted you to feel the emotion in this part of the song, not just to repeat the hook, but to say it in a different manner with the same feeling that the first part of it conveyed, which was in the back of my mind, but then you think that I'm gonna say you died, but I say I killed you. So it's not like the thought of her is gone by itself was something that she did, it was something that I decided to do. And I killed her in the back of my mind. It's really more of a figurative I killed you, especially in the back of my mind. I try to stress that in the back of my mind. That's why I say it so loud. In the back of my mind, you died. In the back of my mind, I killed you. So it's all in the mind because that's the most secure place you can be is in your mind.
Did that shit, man. This fuck nigga did that shit, man. God damn, chat. They said this nigga was dropping more. He's stuffing a body in the trunk? Allegedly, she lied to her age to David and claimed she was 19, and he was blackmailed by her friends. The boy in the photo was who interacted with David, sent this message to the person who originally leaked the photo. So actually, Ethan, you don't even know how bad this is. Explain how bad it is. Bro, this was a secret that wasn't supposed to get out. David didn't know how the girl was. She said she was lying and said she was 19 when he was 20. And the second he found out, he took her home. And since we were dumbass kids, we tried to blackmail him, and we really messed up. And if you keep that video up, you could ruin his life for doing nothing wrong. Over a girl lying, you could ruin my life because he would know I leaked it, and I could go to jail for slandering him. And dude says, pay me.
In the back of my mind, you died. It's kind of like the story.
What in the fuck is going on with this shit? Bro, this nigga knew she was underage, bro. By the pictures he taking with her, nigga. By the pictures he taking with her, he knew she was underage, bro.
Oh, yo, wait.
Is this her?
Wait.
Oh, look it. Answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer
Which
that.
one? What's good, David? Big fan, big spam.
How old is this David kid? And this is another picture. This is some crazy shit. Now, this Jason the Ween dude is a guy in face, and he says the nigga is valid type shit. You know, he's saying ain't nothing wrong. Let me go. David. He's 20.
Entire career, you know, David's been exceptionally quiet. Now, David has done the smart thing in the social media circuit. He has stayed completely fucking quiet. I think the last post that he made before any of the stuff came to light, you know, a dead body was found inside a car registered to him, was the numbers 6 and 7. And of course, it's an elephant that I'm sure that he's not willing to talk about. I'm sure that David probably has lawyers granted to him through his music label, or just he's went out and got lawyers, because talking anything about the situation, especially when a whole bunch of this information that we've looked at has come up, is just...
Okay, and I'm sorry for that, chat. Again, it's one of the, I can't even explain. But music stuff. Nothing like, you know, whatever. Anyway, you know, we're kind of still on this a bit, and I know you guys sat here and watched like 20 minutes without me, so you're like, damn, Agno, we just seen it all. Like, what the fuck are you gonna now provide? There's a dead child. Okay, she was rumored to be dating David, and she was found in his car. Okay, obviously he's suspect number one, clearly, right? Like, who else would be the number one suspect for this particular thing. However, on there are going to be other suspects, right? Other people who probably knew or was around where she normally is or where the car was found. And also the house that was searched. So they did search a house today. They searched a house. They searched the house today. Oh, the fuck? David and Celeste, she was my student when she went missing. Teacher claims David knew her back then. What? Oh, this is the video we played before. Remember Celeste went missing, blah, blah. The teacher claims she first disappeared after meeting the singer. What? So this was the
That's
video.
her in my classroom in front of this poster right here. Okay, hold up. I got another one because I got a picture on TMZ of this other kid exchanging stuff with the rapper who we alleged did this stuff. Hold on a second, because he's also in my classroom.
Wait, how long ago was this?
We all just found out yesterday who it was, but she's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people this story. She disappeared again in May of that year, May of 2024. That's when her friends told me what happened, that it was this rapper. And then I found out yesterday that she's now dead in that rapper's car, cut into pieces. You want to know how they met? I feel like I just said it. Social media.
Wow. Okay.
Here's why you should switch from Google.
Just really detrimental. It's like you should not be opening your mouth. Now, it's also really wild about this, too, is that there's also another Celeste in this story as well provided. So according to this situation, according to streams that were pulled from IRL streams from other streamers, you can see that there is a Celeste Herrera, for instance, right, who also got brought into the story. So again, people have been kind of theory crafting about this. People have been kind of trying to identify what things can be here. But to me, all right, I'm just going to say it like it is. Is everybody innocent until proven guilty? Absolutely. I bit of time. Now mind them. Now there's also, because remember, eventually everything that I've researched throughout the whole night and looking at again the evidence that's coming out, be very cautious and again confirm everything, because even that post that I showed you earlier with his official X account where he talked about like, you know, this whole like girl, like, you know, sending you back to your mom and sister, this again was post deleted by a post author, so nobody really knows what this is. People are combing through his entire internet history, and obviously I can imagine, look, if you're truly guilty of something, there's probably stuff that you might panic delete. And the thing is, look, no matter what, panic deleting will never get you out of it. If this becomes a criminal matter, which it already is, the LAPD is looking at this as a homicide. And I have no doubt that David, even if he's cooperating, is obviously a suspect. And that's why I think, you know, before this weekend comes by, which is literally a couple days away, he might not actually be able to perform if the LAPD finds some real credible evidence. So again, you had verses like, "Oh Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest, smell her on my clothes like cigarettes. I hear her voice each time I take a breath. I'm obsessed. Oh Celeste." Yeah, again, if this is completely validated and true, this is, again, just another bit, it's another breadcrumb.
All right. I feel like I missed so much of this. Chat, I wasn't doing some weird shit or sleeping. Okay? I was having like conversation, important conversation, rap conversation, real quick. Everything is good. I know y'all would love to know what, but I can't.
So the entire David situation, it's a very, very interesting situation. All the stuff that came out, they found the girl at 12. Or she went missing at 12 or 13. Feel me? Dead at 15 in his car trunk in a Tesla. if we all remember the Julio Filio and Young and A situation, we know that Teslas have cameras on everything. Is he guilty? Probably. Even if he's not the person who killed her, he's probably still gonna get locked up. Probably. He had relations with a minor. Like, I don't know anything with this situation. Pray for that Celeste. There's two Celeste or multiple Celeste. He's obsessed with the name Celeste. He's always dropping songs on her birthday. Man. It's your boy Big X News. Crazy world we live in, man.